Alright family, I'm back, and I got a question for you today. Do y'all know about the Sultan of Jazz? It's February 19th, time for more Black Excellence during Black History Month. Today's subject is Mr. Frederick Bruce Thomas. If you don't know, you're about to know. Mr. Thomas was born in Coahoma County, Mississippi on November 4th, 1872. And he would live in that area up until his father moved their family to Memphis in 1890. However, his father would be murdered in October of that year, and it wouldn't be long after that Frederick would leave the city at just 17 years of age. He would go on to travel through Arkansas, St. Louis, Chicago, and Brooklyn, obtaining service jobs for a bunch of wealthy white people. But in 1894, he would go on to leave America for good and go to Europe, where he would work at the finest hotels and restaurants in Paris, London, Belgium, Monte Carlo, Venice, Milan, Vienna, Germany, you name it, he worked there, up until he would cross the border into Russia in 1899. And here's where he would hit his stride, as being black in Russia at this time actually was not an issue, and he would go on to gain a bunch of power and influence among a lot of wealthy white circles. He started by working in the most exclusive restaurant in Moscow called Yar, up until he was actually able to save enough money and open his own club, which he called Maxim. And Maxim was a huge success, so much so that he was then able to open up his own second club called Aquarium, and those two clubs became the spots in Moscow. Shoot, by 1912, Thomas had actually earned his first 150,000 rubles, which today is $1 million. Boy was making bank. But if you notice the time frame, it was the 1910s, so Thomas wasn't free from the effects of war, especially World War I. And in 1917 is when it really hit him, because it was in this year that he would actually lose both of his clubs due to the Tsar renouncing their throne and the new Soviet government taking place and getting rid of everything previously. Because of the Stormer Revolution, Thomas would actually flee to Constantinople and begin to try and reinvent himself and get back to where he once was. He would go on to open and co-own two more successful nightclubs. One again was called Maxim, and it was here he would actually earn the nickname the Sultan of Jazz. And the reason he got his nickname is because when he opened the first club on August 31st of 1919, this was the first taste of jazz that Constantinople ever had. Then, when the Allies left after World War I and the Turkish nationalists came through Constantinople in 1923, Thomas would almost lose everything once again. And unfortunately, Thomas would not be able to recover nearly as well as he did the first time, and will go on to die in Constantinople on June 12, 1928 at the age of 55. And due to Thomas's constant pursuit of success, here's today's quote: "Pursue the things you love doing and then do them so well that people can't take their eyes off you." The wonderful Maya Angelou.